In this video, I'm going to share with you the biggest tips I've learned from making over $300,000 through my entire content creation journey to help you start turning the content you're already creating into passive revenue and eventual full-time income. Hey guys, it's Annie back with another video helping you to build, grow, and monetize your social media. As always, I will have timestamps down below so that you can jump to exactly what it is you came here for. Now, there are a lot of people on social media who make millions of dollars from selling online courses, doing coaching, working one-on-one with clients, and essentially doing more work outside of the content they are already creating on their social media platforms. And I have absolutely nothing but respect for those content creators and everything they do in a week. However, there is so much potential to be making revenue and money off of content you are already creating or planning to create, and that is exactly what we're discussing in this video. So the first tip I have for you is that despite that little hook in my intro, the income you make off of your content does not need to be monstrous. There is so much content out there now on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram all about how I quit my boring 9-to-5 job and started making $30,000 a month. And yes, even my own content I occasionally make all about how I made 6 figures with my YouTube channel. But the truth of the matter is that while there are content creators out there who live lives of luxury, who own million-dollar mansions, go on like a dozen luxury vacations a year, that is most definitely not the average content creator you're going to see on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, and definitely not the norm. It is perfectly acceptable and okay for you to celebrate your TikTok or your YouTube channel making $1,000 a month or even just a few $100s a month. Honestly, I find it so much more relatable when I see content creators doing budget with me videos on YouTube and the income they're budgeting is a lot closer to what I'm making than what I see other people making. It just all feels a whole lot more realistic to me and what I make as a creator. So just know that making revenue off of your content and even eventually becoming a full-time content creator does not mean that you have to be making monstrous money and income every month and every year. Tip number 2, stop using your numbers as an excuse and a roadblock. So many content creators out there hold themselves back from the potential of the money and revenue they could be making off their content because they feel like their follower count, their sub count, their view count is just not enough. But the fact of the matter is that the industry has changed so much even from when I first began my own journey, and it is no longer about your audience size or your engagement rate because nowadays brands are a lot more concerned with awareness and finding high quality content for their brands and products than they are looking for influencers who are going to convert sales. From UGC to sponsored content to affiliate marketing to even monetization programs when you eventually reach those requirements, there are so many ways to be making a whole ton of revenue and money off of your content and your social media platforms without having a massive audience size or millions of views. On that front, social media has definitely come a long way from when I first got started, and I love where social media is going. Tip number 3, if your end goal is to eventually be able to go full-time on social media, definitely do not go full-time until you are protected. I think that a lot of people on social media tend to treat doing TikTok or YouTube or Instagram full-time as the number one big end goal that everybody on the face of the internet is chasing. But it is perfectly normal and totally valid to love your 9-to-5 job or whatever your current career is, to not have any ambitions doing social media full-time and just want to be making a little bit of side income off of your content. But I am not even going to pretend that my income and revenue from my social media hasn't drastically changed since last year, because social media performance and growth is a wave. There are going to be some months and some years that are exceptional. There are going to be some months and years that are not so exceptional. And you see that all the time even with the bigger creators that were massive at one point during the whole like lifestyle era on YouTube, who have since seen major drops in their content performance and revenue. Doesn't mean that they are no longer creating, they are no longer making money off of their content. It's just on a very different scale than it once was. And that is sadly just the reality of the social media industry and how the wave of growth and performance works. But I am still here, I'm still making content, I'm still making income and revenue, I'm still managing to pay my bills, and who knows what the next year may hold for me, my platforms, and my content either way. Which is why I am so glad and so grateful that I definitely did not dive headfirst into doing social media full time until I was ready, until I had a bunch of the revenue I made saved away and invested, so that if a rainy day ever does come around and I find myself suddenly financially eventually stuck, I have a cushion for several years while I either rebuild or figure things out. So before you quit your 9-to-5 job or your other full-time job to pursue social media full-time, make sure that you do have a cushion, you do have yourself protected if things ever do go sideways, because the reality of social media is that it can at any time. There is absolutely no rush and no pressure to go full-time on social media. It's fully okay if you never intend to go full-time, just enjoy the process. Tip number 4, build a stream at a time and stack. Currently, I'm at a point in my content creator journey where every month I'm earning income from AdSense, my affiliates, and the occasional brand deal or sponsorship. But even just a couple of years ago, I was over the moon to finally be monetized on YouTube and make my first $100 payout from Google. And that was a fully valid reaction and feeling, and still is for the newer content creators just now being monetized on YouTube. Being able to monetize your YouTube channel and being able to make money off of a video you're already going to be making anyway is such a blessing and such a privilege. Then once I had a pretty strong grasp on how monetization and making money off of AdSense works, once I was making a steady amount of money every month, then I shifted over to adding on brand deals and sponsorships and paid opportunities. Learned a little bit about how all that works, how to get started, and eventually stacked that on top of my AdSense. From there, through the experience I gained from doing brand deals and paid sponsorships, I learned about affiliate marketing. I quickly got started into affiliate marketing, built up a few partnerships, and was then able to stack that on top of AdSense and brand deals. And while I'm now able to make a lot more money than I was making when I first got started, now that I've begun to stack multiple streams of income, I've also learned along this journey and from my experience that I've gained just how fast any one of those income streams could disappear. God forbid, for whatever reason, your channel loses monetization, or God forbid, your YouTube channel gets shut down, or the revenue on one of your passive affiliate streams begins to die down, or you don't have sponsorships for a while. If you're selling some kind of paid product and there's like a slump in how many sales you're making, it doesn't matter all that much if you're just making revenue on your content in a more passive way, if you already have a full-time job, if it's more just a hobby that generates a little bit of revenue. But if you do have ambitions of eventually doing this full-time, you definitely want to be stacking your income streams so that if one disappears, you have the others. But Rome was most definitely not built in one day. You definitely don't want to tackle building multiple income streams when you have no experience building even one. That is just going to burn you out, and nobody wants that. So while you don't want to be putting all of your eggs in one basket, you also don't want to be grabbing those eggs before they're hatched. So establish one stream of income, learn how to make it work for you, make it sustainable, then move on to another, learn and build that one, and stack and stack and stack. And then tip number 5 that I have for you for this video is learn how to file taxes as a paid content creator before you get there, because it's a royal headache. I am so sorry to be the one to tell you that if you make any kind of income off of your content creation, whether that is the money you make off of AdSense or monetization programs, whether you are being paid to promote products on YouTube or TikTok, if you are selling any kind of products or services, if you're doing any kind of affiliate marketing, making income passively off of affiliates, unfortunately you do not get to keep all of it, and the good old government is coming around to collect some of it, and in some cases a lot of it. I have multiple times discussed on this channel how when I first got started, I had no idea how taxes worked. Nobody in my life really understood how to file taxes as a self-employed creator, and I was suddenly out of the blue met with having to cough up a whole lot of money when my channel first began to take off. Luckily, there were loads of people ready and willing to lend me a hand and further educate me on how all of that works, but that was quite the nasty surprise as a new content creator who was just starting to make money and having to pay taxes. So learn from my mistake, take the time to research how to file taxes as a paid content creator where you live, so that you are a whole lot more prepared than I was when I first got started. So those are 5 of the biggest tips I've learned along my journey of making money off the content you create on social media. Hopefully this video was helpful to you in some way, shape, or form, and if you guys want to see any more videos all about how to build, grow, and monetize your social media, here are 2 more videos of mine that YouTube thinks you will love.